So let me tell you guys a story. The day before I made my first video public, I initially made it unlisted so that I could share it with my friends and let them be the first to watch it. And after giving them time to watch it, I asked if they had any suggestions. This was when my friend Kim said, Mudkip. And so I'm making a Mudkip video. Oh, and as a side note, Kim, when I asked for suggestions, I meant suggestions as in, what can I do to make my videos better? But hey, Mudkip is cool, so I'ma do it. Mudkip, the mudfish Pokemon, was introduced in Ruby and Sapphire as the water type option. Mudkip is also the water type starter of Ruby and Sapphire's remakes, and its final evolution Swampert was given a Mega Evolution. A Mega Evolution that we'll get to later. First, Mudkip in Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. On the surface level, Mudkip immediately shows how good it is against the gyms of Hoenn. Mudkip and its evolutions have the type advantage against 4 of the gyms, 5 with ice type moves. These gyms are Roxanne's Rock-type Pokemon, Watson's Electric-type Pokemon, as Mudkip should be a Marsh type by this point, Flannery's Fire-type Pokemon, Winona's Flying-type Pokemon if it knows Ice moves, and Tate and Liza's Solrock and Lunatone, plus Claydol and Zato with TM help. And I should add that if you're playing Ruby or Omega Ruby, then you'll have an easy time with Team Magma. And even when you get to the Elite 4, yours should be Swampert by this point, will still be helpful against Drake's Dragon Pokemon with Ice moves, and will do incredibly well with Steven. Now of course, we're only thinking of the type chart here, and despite what Leon and Hop might think, super effective hits don't matter if your stats suck. So what are the stats that Mudkip and its evolutions have? Well, looking at it, Mudkip's stats are pretty good for a first form starter, and Swampert is a slow mix attacker with its water and ground typing. Swampert is able to make full use of both its typings both before and after the physical special split. Alright, so Mudkip and Swampert have good type advantages, and has incredible stats. But what about weaknesses? Well, Mudkip is only weak to grass and electric. Electric being uncommon, and grass being easy to deal with Ice Beam, and Mudkip's evolutions are only weak to grass, making them incredible defensive Pokemon. And when we move on to Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, Mudkip just gets even better. Along with the same advantages it had in Gen 3, Mudkip's final evolution, Swampert, gets a Mega Evolution, and it's a good one. Mega Swampert both looks and plays like a Swampert on steroids. Its boosted stats make this already good starter Pokemon an even bigger force to be reckoned with. And finally, I want to note off one incredible feat that both Mudkip and Swampert are capable of. For Mudkip is the oldest starter Pokemon that can solo a Pokemon game. No other starter Pokemon before Mudkip was capable of this. YouTuber Alpharad showed us off when he soloed Pokemon Emerald with just Mudkip. Granted, he did use Castform for Tate and Liza, but he got around that by not letting Castform attack. Alpharad was able to do this because Mudkip is the first starter Pokemon that can learn all the necessary HMs. It's a great video, and I recommend you watch it after this one. But while Mudkip being able to solo the Hoenn games is nice and all, Swampert is capable of something much more insane. Swampert holds the title for being able to deal the second highest amount of damage to a single Pokemon. That amount being 566,702,568 hit points of damage. The requirements to do this is crazy and incredibly specific, but if you want to know how this crazy feat is possible, then YouTuber Dobbs made a video explaining this topic. I'll link the Alpharad video, the Dobbs video, and an MandJTV video explaining all of the Pokemon that can solo their games. And with this, I've run out of things to talk about. It's funny how I just made a video about a Pokemon I never used myself, but hey, when a friend of mine asks for a Pokemon video, then you bet a tall glass of milk that I'll make a Pokemon video for them. But anyways, Kim, I hope you and everyone else enjoy the video. Have a nice day.